So we start the proof with an epsilon positive. Let epsilon greater than 0 be selected. Okay. So look at this function or this modulus fnx minus fny. Okay. Fnx minus we have to make this less than epsilon for all n and for all x and y in k with dx by less than delta for some delta. Okay, we have to produce that which delta is such a which delta satisfies such a. Okay, so in order to make use of this, you can see this is fnx minus fny, the same function evaluated at 2 points. So this inequality is real. Here we have the same function evaluated at 2 points, but here we have only this is true for all x, y and k with the dx by less than delta for each n, and this is for each n. Here for any fixed n, because uniform continuity of fn is. So this is for n, and that is true for all n means this delta you can specify that. This delta you can specify it is delta n, because for each fn you have some delta. So this is depending on the function uniform continuity of a single function. And here you have this is true for all n greater than or equal to particular n. That is so. Okay. So this is for a single function. So for each function fn you have some delta, but here we have to get a delta for all functions. Okay, that is the difference. So we have to include or introduce this fact in between. Okay, so we can write this as we insert terms involved in that. Okay, fnx minus this is true for all n and m greater than or equal to n. Okay, so we fix n. You can take the nth term. The nth term onwards that is true. So we fix one of the terms. So we can fix the nth term itself. So fnx. Okay. So we have to remove it by adding fnx, and we have to come back to y. Okay. So here we consider fny. Fny minus f. Okay, these are the three. So it can be replaced by three values. It is less than or equal to modulus of fnx minus fnx plus modulus of fnx minus fny plus modulus of fny minus fn. Okay, this. Now look at this 1 and 2. You can see that this can be made less than epsilon. As 3 terms are there, we can replace all these epsilons by epsilon. You can put here epsilon by 3. Here you can put epsilon. You can replace it by epsilon or whatever epsilon. If you continue with epsilon, we will get 3 epsilon. No, immaterial. So if we replace by epsilon by 3, this can be made less than epsilon by 3 provided. So what we are using fnx minus f capital N x. So this can be used. Okay, for all n greater than or equal to. This is 2. So using 2, we can use 2 to get this is less than epsilon by 3 for all n greater than or equal to n, and for all x this is true for all x because uniform convergence. So this is true for all x, no restriction for x, but the restriction for n should be greater than or equal to n. Okay. Now what about the second? This also can be made less than epsilon by 3. This is the same function fn at 2 points x and y. So in order to satisfy this is less than epsilon by 3, we can consider the first statement, that is fn. This can be made less than epsilon. What is the condition required? X and y should be at a distance less than delta m. For each n we have delta m. So this is depending on this particular. So this is true for all xy in k with dxy less than delta n. dxy less than delta n. That is the condition required here. Okay, and this is for a particular function fn, material of the function. So now what about the last one? This also can be made less than epsilon by 3. This is fny minus f small n by. Okay, so just like this one. So here again we have to use this fact. For this fact you need only this. N should be greater than or equal to n. This is true for every y in k, and this is true for every x in k, for every y in k. This is true. Okay. So in order to get this is less than epsilon, we have to impose n should be greater than or equal to n, and x and y should satisfy this condition. Okay. These are the two conditions we have to impose. Okay. So let me drop these things. So I continue the proof here, which implies modulus of f in x minus f and y is less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n, and for all xy in k with dxy less than delta n. Okay. So this is true. First one is true for all x in k. Only restriction is n should be greater than or equal to. Second one is true for all xy in k with the distance less than delta n. And third one again true for all n greater than or equal to n for all x. Okay. So this is the restriction required for this to be less than epsilon. Okay. But what we want to get, we want to get for all xy, whenever dxy less than delta, for all n we have to get this is less than. But here only except for a finite number of n's we have the result. So we have to include the finitely many fn's also. For that what we do? For f1, so for f5, 1 less than or equal to I less than n. Up to n and onwards we have the result. But for 1 to n, we have to get some delta. Can we get a delta? Can we find a delta percentage such that for this f5 of x minus f5 of y is absolute value less than epsilon for all xy in k with dxy less than delta? Is this possible to get a delta for this? And for all I is equal to 1, 2, etc. up to n minus 1. Can we find such a delta there? This is true for n is equal to 1, 2, 3, etc. up to n minus 1. If it is possible, we can take the, so here we get some delta, here we have some delta. So if we take the minimum of that delta, then this also will be satisfied, this also will be satisfied. And then we can say that this is true for every n. Okay, that's it. This is possible because each f5 is continuous, uniformly continuous. f5 is uniformly continuous. So only a finite number of f5s are there. So corresponding to each f5 you have some delta I, such that whenever dxy less than delta I, you have this is true. Okay. So for every epsilon positive, there exists a delta I. So the chosen epsilon positive, we find the delta I such that this is true whenever this is less than delta I. And for each I, we can find a delta I. Then take the minimum of delta I. Okay. 1 less than or equal to I less than n. This is taken as delta. And then you take minimum of delta and delta n. Minimum of these two values. then if this is your delta naught, then whenever dxy less than delta naught, as delta naught is less than or equal to delta i's, this also satisfied. As delta naught is less than or equal to delta n, this also will be set. For this delta naught, we have then this will be like modulus of f and x minus f and y is less than epsilon for all these. Okay. And that converts us. So for this epsilon, we can find a common delta for all functions f n at every place. Whenever x and y are at a distance less than delta, they remain silent.